right, Sharon, are you there?
Hey Avery, yes, I'm here.
Awesome, awesome. I heard this good news. I said, wait a minute, we can't discuss this like that.
Yeah, hold on, Avery. Gonna have to. I contact you off all platforms. I said, wait, he got to know.
Oh man.
Oh,
I
I'm
mean, I
so
think you told
hysterical
me
right now.
it is a, I know there's a wave of emotion. There's just
Yes,
like confusion at the same time. And,
yes,
we do these things and we're thinking, well, this is the best information that I have. What can I lose? Right.
yeah,
And we expect maybe a small deal, but we certainly didn't expect something like this.
right.
But I've seen it before, and that's why I give the information that I give.
Uh-huh.
Um, and this is just another win. This is the win that you needed. Oh, wait,
Yes,
actually, the second win. You got your entire trust packet recorded because of this
I
case.
sure did. I've been, man, this is, God is great. God is good. God is definitely powerful. I'm just thankful that it is a God within me. And I was so nervous, Avery. I was like,
Mhm.
I gotta go. Okay, so right now I'm in Chicago
Uh-huh.
because I was trying to record my Michigan one. Now they giving me pushback,
Uh-huh.
but I was trying to go. Well, I had court was tomorrow, but I'm gonna stay here to go back to Michigan tomorrow.
Okay.
To push that. I joke or whatever to the members that I'm like close to, and I was like, man, they slaved with me for the past 2 days. Like, and I finally got that trust package done in Texas, and I just cried. I was like, oh my gosh,
Yeah,
they sent
it's
me
good.
through hell and back,
Uh-huh.
but I made it.
You made it. You made it. So
Yeah.
let's kind of let's look at this Texas one here.
Yes.
Let's go back to the beginning. So kind of just talk about the altercation, what took place and what led to where we are. And you knew that once you had a case, at that point it was time to start submitting documentation, right? So kind of
Yes.
just lead us from the beginning.
Okay, so what happened was, so what had happened was, so
You may
with the
be discreet for sure, for sure.
oh, okay,
Yeah.
so I had an interaction with the officer back in July of 2022, and I, learning the at that time I had just I was with you for a while, but I started learning to take heed of the Texas Constitution, like where I lived. Like at that moment, I didn't go anywhere there, so I wasn't really too much concerned about Texas. I was more focused on like where I had property and things like that. But the universe does not, it aligned me just enough time to like learn things when it came to the law, so or constitution. So in Texas, they operate under a penal code. So
Hmm.
at that time, when I this is a little bit before I even got charged for this case, for the failure to ID. I was looking into it, and I see like the system operation or how they just was forcing this penal code. So when I um, when I got into this situation with the officer, his first approach was, "What's your name?" I said, "I don't have to tell you my name." Because remember, I just read this in the Constitution that I don't have to ID who I am unless I was driving or I harmed someone. So I knew that, and I'm saying this to this officer.
Hmm.
Now, because I was so riled up, like because he wouldn't leave me alone, and I'm um one thing I had to learn about it, and I'm just so thankful and grateful for you, Avery, because you helped me like calm down, and you were saying things like, hey, let your paperwork speak for you, and you don't have to be combative, at that time with the consultation that I had with you after I got arrested. I mean, so so going back, like, with me and the officer, like I was just going back and forth with him, like, I didn't have to do that. Now I'm more calm and more, humble and, really paying attention to things and, not trying to get myself back into that situation. So at that time, when he, kept asking me, kept being, being more aggressive because he was using his authority at that time. He was using his badge. Like, okay, one thing about Texas, Texas, they have constables. So constables are peace officers, basically. They are peace officers, and they roam around Houston. They have different precincts. So I know different states and cities are different. So in Texas, you have the constable, then you have the police sheriff or whatever. So basically the constable is their police. So they
like some states you have state troopers.
Right, state troopers. The constable is the one that's handling all of the counties and things like that. So they're like our Chicago Police Department. I'm trying to give a comparison. People know like different states, or New York Police Department or something like that. So ours is called constables. So at that time, after he, we go back and forth. Now I'm reading him. I'm still saying the same thing though. Like, I don't have to tell you anything. And I told him, like, I don't have to tell you anything. I didn't harm nobody. I didn't harm anyone. I didn't do any of that. I'm not under arrest or any of that. So what he did was, he was so combative. Like, he was so mad because I was kept going back and forth with him. He actually he put the handcuffs on me one time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then actually he put me in this office because I was in an apartment complex. So he put me in this office, like in their office space. He put the handcuffs on me. I said, okay, what are you doing that for? He said, oh, because you have a warrant or something? I said, no, I don't have anything, but I still don't have to tell you my name. So at that time, because I was not, I wasn't doing as much research, I did say my title nobility name.
Okay.
And knowing that my title nobility name is not in the system because I haven't did anything with it. You know what I'm saying? I just did the injunction. No, at that moment I didn't do the injunction. I did that afterwards. So learning your process, 0% process. I said it, and then he's like, oh, well, of course it didn't come back with anything. So he said, what are you hiding? You're hiding a warrant. You're hiding? Like, what are you hiding? Like, what's your name? He kept on asking me, and the handcuffs got stuck on me. So he had to call the ambulance and take them off because they got stuck.
They were so tight. Right.
They were so tight. I said, dang, like, you act like I did anything. I'm just telling you, I'm not telling you who I am. So then fast forward, now I'm in handcuffs now. He get pissed because I keep saying the same thing, and my name didn't come back. So now it comes off like, I'm lying about my name or whatever, in that case. So when as I'm in handcuffs, I'm on the phone with my cousin. She heard the conversation. So another thing, like with this process, you can't talk to everyone about it, right? You can't express it to everyone because they don't understand what is going, like what they don't understand this process. So her being,
whether they're friends or whether they're family, you have to be careful with what you're doing.
Yes, you have to be careful. And at that moment, I was so vocal instead of stepping back and looking and being more observant and being more calm and chill. I was, had her on the phone and she heard me. So only thing I remember her saying, don't stop saying that. Don't say that. They're going to probably try to Sandra Bland you. So that was like, okay, now you're doing too much, but she's in my ear because I had her on my AirPods. But she's still hearing me going back and forth with them. I calmed down. I'm talking to them regular. We talk about kids, family, and all that. Now, I'm in handcuffs now. I'm in handcuffs. So then, what she do? She came and brought my passport to the scene, and that's what they was like. Okay, you're going down here. You're going down to the county. I went to jail, which is so terrifying still to this day. Like, I went to jail. I'm like, if you see me or hear me, like, look at me, I'm the last person that looked like I should be in there. Not saying that anyone deserves it, but like, no. So that was very traumatizing to me. So they, I got locked up for like 24 hours or something like that. I immediately called Avery. I said, Avery, I got locked up, this and that, whatever. We go through it. You tell me, very positive words. And at that moment, you were telling me to do my injunction, my do not arrest, do not detain, the injunction, the first one, right? So I did that. I said, what else I have to do? You told me to do my DBAs. I did the DBAs. At that time, we wasn't doing the affidavit, that one. We were doing it separate. So I was doing all the DBAs. And then fast forward, I go to court. Now, I'm going to court. I go in here. I got arrested in July. So I go back every month, right? So this is July, August, I'll say September. I haven't spoke to this man. Let me just throw that out there. I haven't spoke to him because I knew that I knew that they were wrong, but I couldn't explain it, or I couldn't represent it right.
Couldn't articulate what was going on.
Yeah. So I have an anxiety issue that I'm still working on. So like, I know, like, I was so confident going in here. And then when I get there, I act like a kid. Like, I'm like, my anxiety everywhere. I forgot everything. And I shut down. So the first time when I go back in there, she, the first court time, I was ready. I was like, okay, all right, I'm in here. So I'm in here, I'm in front of her. I said, hey, I have a DBA. I have my authenticated birth certificate, yada, yada, yada. She like, oh, she's not looking at it. Mm-hmm. I said, okay. So I'm sitting here. So I said, you told me to say no, you said that at that moment, I think at that time I said something about pro se, even though I know now that it's sui juris, right? So at that time I said, no, I'm pro se. And she kept on saying, no, you can't be. So at that first one, they had me waiting all the way at the end. Everyone is out of there now. Now I'm thinking this case is going to be something like how Flex was. I was like, oh shoot, I'm about to get up out of here. I said, they're about to dismiss it. She say, no, I'm going to appoint you counsel. Mm-hmm. And I said, no, I'm pro se. I said it 3 times. Mm-hmm. And then now the lady coming out. This is the recorder lady. Whoever, I still like learning who was who in the court room, but she come out with like some machine. Now I know at this moment they about to put it on record. So I'm like, okay, I'm ready. She said, are you sure? No, she said something like in some type of way, like, am I sure that I'm going to be pro se? And I said, yes. And then she said, no, you're going to get an attorney. And I said, I just froze. I said, shit, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. And then,
well, let me catch everybody up.
Yeah.
So now, you had an altercation between friends or family at a location, and the cops come out and they ask for ID. You don't give it to them because you know that you would pretty much be giving them a reason to contract with you, and that's what they're looking for. So somehow, some way, they found out that you gave them a different name that was opposed to what was on your passport card. Passport card or passport book has your birth name with the social security name on it, birth certificate name on there, but the name you gave them was your title and nobility name. You now know that anytime we give them any name, we have to back it up with something.
Right.
Something should be your foreign ID if you have one.
Right.
And if you don't have that, then you can tell them, here, this is the name. I don't have the ID on me. Go ahead and type it in your system. And that's when your injunction will pop up if you had did it at that time.
Right.
Now, you're arrested, you go in 24 hours, and then now you have your court date. Here we are. And you're before the judge. Now, what they're trying to do is appoint an attorney or representative for you, because that is their only way that they have jurisdiction over you. Right. And you said pro se 3 times. They're still going to push on that because they can see your overall body language. They see that,
Right.
okay, push her this way, and then we'll get her to crack. Right.
Right.
And at that point, it would be no matter what you say, they're going to still stick to that because they know they're giving you the opportunity to change this whole thing around when they say, come back on this date and we'll close it out at that point.
Right.
Not knowing that in that amount of time, you're going to start serving in documents for them to answer.
Right.
Which they didn't answer. So now let's talk about the bond. They put a bond on you.
Mm-hmm.
Called it some general order bond.
Mm-hmm.
They had what's called some type of, it wasn't an actual complaint. It was some statement that the officer put on the summons or citation that was talking about false ID, whatever that code was.
Mm-hmm.
Then they had some type of bail notice.
Mm-hmm.
Also had a general release notice.
Mm-hmm.
So we noticed that every single one of these things in the case had to have, under Rule 8, that affidavit of denial, denying everything that they've written in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you signed it. Does it need to be
Yes.
notarized? No, it doesn't need to be notarized as long as you give them that, I sign under penalty of perjury in the state of Texas. I'm sorry, the United States of America. That's the one.
Yes.
That's the one that separated you from the jurisdiction of DC.
Okay. Yeah.
So you did that. Now, time went on. Now, what day was the next court hearing? What day was that? Was that today or yesterday?
It's for tomorrow.
For tomorrow. So they didn't even want you to show up.
Yeah, okay, because the last court before this one, the last one, when I go in, when you told me, like, remember, they rejected all my e-filings.
Right.
And they rejected all my e-filings, and then but the ones that I sent in, certified mail, return receipt, when I sent those, they received that. But by me not knowing like the system as much, I didn't know, like, it's a time frame, like they have like a certain amount of days, right, that they, upload anything. So when I looked the case up, actually, sometime last month, and I seen that my documents were in there. I said, oh shoot, they have them. And I told you, like, they received them. So they put a PTMO, right? A PTMO setting on there. And while when I went to court. So when I went in, I didn't know, because I thought that when we sent the to get rid of the counsel, I thought that now I have to go in here, which I'm glad I did, because normally I'm like, okay, I just, I'm like, okay, he's the counsel until I figure out how to do this. So when I went in, they skipped over me. Like, they see me in court, but he was representing me still. So I interrupted the court, which is not a good idea, but I did. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna let you speak. She said, we're not gonna do this or whatever. So they wait, like I'm the last person again. And I go up in front. She called me. I said, hey, I'm the representative of, I said, I wrote it down. I said, I'm the representative of, of Shayna Lachey Smith, on behalf of, the Express Trust. So as we, she just, they're going to be very, they're going to act like they don't know what I'm talking about, right? So I go in, I say, I'm Sejurist. Like I mentioned Sejurist, like all the key things that I was saying. I ended up looking at one of the documents. I don't remember which one it was, but it was the one where it states in there that I think that was a motion of discovery. I think. I'm not even sure. I'm not even going to say which one it was, but I'm looking for what I had said. And when I went in there, I said, I am here by special appearance and not a general appearance, and I reserve all my rights with explicit reservation without prejudice. I am of age and majority and is here to handle the matter of case, blase, blase. I said the case. And then when I think that it says, I'm looking at my notes, because I definitely went in there and I said, I am the trustee of the Express Trust, and this case shouldn't be heard in this court. So she said, what makes you think that, you don't have to, like, what makes you think that you can do this? And I said, you guys know about the I said, you have QSIN numbers, you guys have Chris account. I said, where's the money? I said, where's the money at? I said, you guys this is the Texas. I said, it was the Texas indenture. It was the Constitution. I forgot which one it was. Sorry, but it was it was in my paperwork that you had drafted up, Avery, and it said the Texas indenture.
Right.
And I mentioned that. She said, "What's a trust?" I said, I said it's right here. I didn't say anything because I remember, thankful to Louis and another member and like some more, like they just was helping just say, speak less, don't say much. And I said, okay, all right. I said, it's right here. She said, oh, because we operate under penal code. And she threw her robe up. I said, okay, but I said, okay, yeah, you're under the penal code, but you still have to, I said, you guys still have to, you still have to abide by the Texas Constitution though. Like you skipped over the whole Constitution. I said, but the penal code is under the Constitution, right? Well, this is how we're going to do this. You're going to come back on the 4th and you and the Marcus, which is the appointed counsel, you're going to come back and you're going to do this, you're going to do that. I said, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm supposed to be in equity court. I said, I have my DBA, I have my affidavit, and then I actually have the proof of service of my injunction. And then I said, you know what a CRISP account is, right? You know what the QSIN number is, right? She said, everybody, like the police officer, all of them look. I said, where's my W-9 form? They looked at me like, what? I don't know what that is. I said, yeah, y'all, I know you don't. And then I said, you know what? Hush, just sit back. And since you want to act slow or act crazy, I'm just not going to say anything. So that's when she wanted to iterate like, oh, you come back on this day and this. And then I just say, okay, whatever. They didn't give me a paper to say that I have a case reset or anything.
Right.
It's just that they uploaded it into the public records though. And it says PTMO. And that's when you told me that, well, when I had looked it up and seen that they have a certain amount of days. And when you told me what else to go in there, like, look, keep saying this. And yeah, I called him today and he said, your case dismissed. I said, what? I said, oh, no, he lying. I said, he lying. He's just trying to make me not come to court tomorrow. I said, okay. I looked it up. I said, oh.
I tell you what I think it is. See, they were giving you, and this is awesome, really.
It is.
They were giving you, see, we have to realize the out when they're giving it to us. Like they're trying to speak to you in code by saying, and you kept pushing and pushing and pushing. When they say, well, we're just going to come back, they're saying it's over at that point.
Right.
The icing on the cake was that termination of attorney. What we did, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 affidavits.
Yeah, we did.
Because every document that they put in needs its own separate affidavit of denial.
Mm-hmm.
And the icing on the cake, when you sent in proof that your name was under the trust, and the trust had a foreign trustee, meant that your trust did not pass the U.S. court test or U.S. control test, immediate dismissal.
Yeah. She trying to act like she didn't know what an express trust was.
Oh, yeah, she knows.
I said,
code is just, ex post facto laws. And they're just trying to apply those to those that don't know. But we were very prepared.
Yes, I'm so happy. I'm overly emotional right now. I'm just so thankful because I was like not really ready to even go in here to face them again, because I pray like, Lord, please don't let me go back in here, because I'm like so focused on getting my trust recorded. That's like been my goal this past couple of weeks. And I've been emotionally fighting them. So, not fighting them. Let me take that word out. Emotionally, I was just, getting my things recorded. I'm just gonna keep it like that. Yeah. So I'm just thankful, and I pray, like, Lord, just please don't let me go back in this courtroom. I'm ready, but like I said, I have bad anxiety, and I'm working on it. And I'm just thankful that I have, the support of you and many other members. Your day ones, I'm gonna say,
Oh, yeah.
that help us. And I kept listening to Flex, his case that you had did a video on, and then listening to many other cases just to get the confidence to go in here to approach these people, and really understanding that the court is a bank. It's a banking system. I don't have to be scared of it.
It really is. You don't have to be scared of it. If you, that's where the anxiety will subside. Just the confidence, and continue to study, know your Constitution well, so that when your friend is having the issue or family, you know exactly what to do step by step, and there will be no anxiety. No.
Yeah. And that's where it came from, because I didn't really know my stuff.
That's all it is.
That's what I was. I was like, darn it. It's like, I know y'all wrong, but I just gotta put my finger on it. And then I'm just so thankful that you got me in and you was to help me. And I definitely just reading through, the affidavits and denials, like, then it started clicking, like, oh, okay. So you definitely have to read the Constitution wherever you are, and like really study and have it embedded in you, because it works, in the long run.
Yes. Know that you are the trust protector, and you did exactly that. You protected the trust. You wasn't there to protect your well-being.
Right.
Essentially, you're just, look, I'm here to protect the trust.
Right.
You guys cannot violate the contract here.
Yes.
That's what they were trying to do. So
yes,
let them know that's what was happening, and you were aware of it. They had to dismiss the case. So
yes,
I am jumping for joy for you right here in the office. Happy for you. So spread it. Spread what you did.
I sure will. Thank you, Avery. I really appreciate you. Like, I'm so honored to even have kept following you during the process, and and continuing. So yeah, this is not going to be the last win that I get. I'm definitely pushing. I'm going for the court of satisfaction next. So let's go ahead and get the ball rolling.
Let's do that. So now you got a certified copy of your trust recorded into this case. Now you're going to use those copies to put it into the next case.
Yes, for sure. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Very
welcome. I'm looking forward to hearing more.
Yes, I will be having some good success stories soon.
Oh yes, for sure. It's bound to happen. It's bound to happen.
Yes.
And you're getting some success in Michigan, so that's next.
Yes, that is. They did the quitclaim deed.
Oh, they did. There you go.
Yeah, they did that, but they didn't the way that how he supposedly said that I didn't have it. I had to speak to a real estate attorney, but I'm kind of used to that fight back or whatever. But I think he just did that because they were about to close. So yeah, I'm gonna try again tomorrow. So I definitely will have another win tomorrow.
Okay.
Yes.
Let me know how that works.
Yes, I sure will. Thank you, Avery.
All right.
Yes,
all right. So I'll see you. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.
Okay, talk to you soon. You're welcome. Okay, bye.